at the Sunport. That was the vision. This was 9 years ago. And I do want to acknowledge where I got that from. There was a guy named Randy Trask who's still floating around, and he did all these studies that kind of mapped out this general demand for this concept. And it basically works like this. There's nowhere else in the Southwest where runway, train track, and interstates cross. And like literally nowhere. Like think about that for a second. You can't even really find that in like Denver. You can't find it in Phoenix. They're always missing one or the other. So there's always been this theory that we should be an intermodal hub. And I know the folks know this well who work in this business, but just to really like crystallize it, what does that mean? So I have something that is being transported, like picture a giant box, right? I can fly it into the airport, but then I have to get it somewhere else. My choice is putting it on a truck or putting it on a train, and vice versa. I've got something on a train, I need to get it somewhere else, I got to put it on a plane or a truck. So where does all that happen? Now it's going to happen right here. This is the first example, at least in the core of Albuquerque, where we're going to be able to do this with the closest proximity to the runway. And so that has been an economic development thesis for 30 years. And I think it's part and parcel, no pun intended, of a lot of things that our administration has been working on. This is an old idea. I first heard about this 25 years ago when I was in the state Senate, and no one had pulled it off until now. It's just like renovating the rail yards. That was a 40-year-old idea. In 3 months, C&M is going to open the Film Academy there. It's just like the rail trail, which we opened the first piece of down in Old Town last month. So these are good ideas. They're so good, we've been trying it for 40 years. And we're finally making real progress on them. That's what we're here to celebrate today. And of course, we can't do it without a private partner, someone who actually knows what they're doing when it comes to intermodal transport, because that is really not the forte of the Sunport. And so that's why we're so grateful to have Transload here. They're going to talk about their role and what they do each and every day. There's no way we could do that without them, or without the sort of partnership with respect to Mesa del Sol and Rudy Guzman and his team, and everyone who's a part of all the efforts out here connecting sort of this space in the South Valley to Mesa del Sol and to the airport for one reason: to create jobs and to build Albuquerque. That's what we celebrate today. Now, I do want to especially just give the Sunport credit, because there were times when I gave up on this idea. Times meaning for years I gave up on this idea. At one point, I even jogged this railroad track from here all the way back when I could jog. Another story there, but all the way up into the base where I got like blocked at the gate, because we always wanted this rail spur, and basically no one would sell it to us for a reasonable price. And we really broke that log jam last year. So we appreciate, the Horn family and others finally cutting this deal with us so that we can lift up Albuquerque. And for us too, it's part of the Sunport. We had originally given up on this idea because we couldn't get the track, but this Sunport team got it done. And so I really appreciate the leadership team, Lisa and Manny and everyone who's been a part of this, and even City Legal and so forth, to put this together, because this was one of those that we never thought was going to happen. And it finally has, and that's what we celebrate today. So with that, I'm going to hand it back over to actually the other side of this equation, which is our economic development work that has to do with all things trying to get businesses to actually use the infrastructure that we buy. So let's bring up Max Gruner, our Director of Economic Development.
So good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here. My name is Max Gruner. I'm the Director for Economic Development for the city of Albuquerque. In talking to Manny and the mayor about this project, the mayor used a phrase a couple of days ago, of building a new era of economic development right here at the Sunport. And I just wanted to take a moment and reflect on that notion, a new era of economic development. The thesis, the theory, the value proposition that is New Mexico, that is Albuquerque, is strong. We all need to remember, New Mexico has never been a flyover state. Albuquerque has never been the place that waits for innovation. We build innovation. Think about our state, think about our city. We are the birthplace of the space age. In the 1920s, the liquid-fueled rocket was developed right here. We are the birthplace of the nuclear era, an era that was so revolutionary that it has changed everything about our lived experience, from the way we think about the economy to the way we think about medicine, to the shifts in global division of power to national security. The personal computer, which has changed everything about our lives, was developed right here. And then Allen and Gates founded Microsoft. Fusion, harnessing the power of the stars here on Earth, was developed, was pioneered right here at Sandia Lab. And now Pacific Fusion is bringing that technology back right here to the city, to Mesa del Sol, with $1 billion investment. You know, yes, we also invented the nicotine patch, but maybe more importantly, the technology that allows us to have catalytic converters invented right here. And as I talk to you today, we are leading in fast iteration that allows the American warfighter downrange to be successful. We are actualizing the mission of DoD and DOE. We are leading in directed energy, in supercomputing. We are leading the way in decarbonizing our atmosphere by leaning into advanced alternative energies. This is what we do here. This is who we are. We don't wait for the future to knock on our door. We create the path into the future. And that is exactly what we are doing here. We are investing smart money. We are investing strategic and tactical money into infrastructure, into logistics, and ultimately into the American supply chain. And that is remarkable. We truly are, as the mayor was saying, we truly are the continental hinge for the Southwest. Nobody can do what we can do right here, right now. So I wanted to take a quick moment just to reflect on some of the challenges that some of the detractors like to bring forth. Right, this notion that as a landlocked state, as a landlocked city, we are at a disadvantage. And I think nothing is further from the truth. Think about this. Albuquerque truly is a city at the crossroads, with a highway connecting the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, with a highway connecting Mexico to Canada. We are equidistant on rail from Galveston, Houston, and from Long Beach, LA. We have 2 national labs right here. We have a Sunport, an international airport with a foreign trade zone that radiates out all over the city and all over the county. We are anchored by a world-class research university. And we are neighbors to a community college that every day delivers world-class career and technical education to the Burqueño job seeker, to the New Mexican trying to better themselves. So I want to repeat one notion that the mayor also mentioned. In this administration, we pride ourselves in delivering on promises that were made a long time ago, in delivering on ideas that have been floating around in the ether for decades. And this is one of those ideas. We can create right here, right now, a world-class multimodal hub. The kind of investment, the kind of development that's actually gonna enable the inland port that we have been working on for so long. So with that, I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank Manny and the whole aviation team and the mayor for his words. And it is my great pleasure right now to introduce my friend and former colleague, acting deputy director of the Sunport, Lisa Bader, to the podium. Lisa.
Yeah. Thank you, Max. Thank you. I remember I'd only been in the Economic Development Department maybe a few weeks when I got called over to the mayor's office for a meeting with several leadership. and I saw the title said something about a rail spur, and I remember thinking, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know anything about railroad. I can't say that today because I have delved into railroad for the last 3 years in a way that I never thought would be possible, and have come to learn and love that this industry is part of our history in New Mexico, but it is also part of our future. And it is a part of our future that hasn't ever been part of the airport before. But the Sunport now has this incredible opportunity where we can move cargo between all modalities of transportation in one location. And there is no way we could have come to this place today without incredible support from partners like New Mexico Transload, like the Horn Stewart family, who worked with us for us to be able to acquire this last piece of land and the railroad's easement. And with that land, there is a new opportunity that will have significant impact on our entire region. It won't just be the Sunport that benefits from that. This takes massive vision and massive leadership, and this is a big project. So while this is a culmination of the last 3 years' work, it is also the beginning of a new opportunity that is here for New Mexico that will create jobs and opportunities that have not existed because these opportunities haven't ever been built before. And so it has been my great pleasure that this has been the project that I have gotten to focus on over the last 3 years. And I am so looking forward to the next chapter. And today, as we look at the partnership that we have with New Mexico Transload, and when we started talking to them and they started talking about the opportunities this would bring, they understood that with a public-private partnership, they could move faster than we could. And so they moved incredibly fast to rehabilitate part of this spur so that it can already be in use while we begin the work for the rest of the spur. And so I'd like to introduce Brian Connell, who is the head of New Mexico Transload, so that he can share with you what this means for their company. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Lisa, for the kind introduction.
We're scooped back here. We're supposed to be after
We won't leave you for alone.
The list is long for all the folks that have made this possible, and if I don't mention anybody in this list, please forgive me, and thank you for your help. I'd like to give thanks to God first and foremost for his undeserved blessings, and I'll start with my right-hand man, Mr. Ruben Montoya, our excellent New Mexico Transloading crew, Mesa del Sol's Mr. Steve Chavez, Rudy Guzman from Guzman Construction, Nick Chavez, Jason Dascalos, who couldn't be here, from the Aviation Division, Mr. Manny Manriquez, as well as NMT's, Lisa Abeda and Christina. Christina Sandoval was a big part of this too. Aviation's legal division came up, as well as NMT's legal division, Amber Cash. From the city of Albuquerque, Mayor Keller, thank you. Max Gruner and his economic team. The State of New Mexico Economic Development Secretary Rob Black, Mark Roper, Judy Morales Mangoni, Beth Waldrip, and from BNSF Railway, Miss Katie Farmer, Maxim Yashirin, also known as Max, and Michael Northam. Thank you all who are in attendance for your kindness and your support. So at this point, I guess I want to tell you guys a railroad joke. But I think I lost my train of thought on that. So instead I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Once upon a time, about 1 decade ago, Ruben Montoya and myself set out to start a transloading facility. What was our vision? It was to build infrastructure needed to make our city into a metropolis. Had this been done before? No. Do other cities build infrastructure before business? No. Transportation usually follows the flow of business. Were we putting the cart before the horse on this one? Absolutely. Did anyone know what transloading is? Not really. We kept trying to set meetings with folks to show them our vision, and we were told no a lot. But you know, working in the railroad business, one really has to have thick skin but more importantly, good brakes. Our mission was set to be the catalyst to economic growth and development. We set our venture to help businesses grow by extending to them the savings of rail transportation without the cost of infrastructure. This expanded to creating New Mexico's first rail-served foreign trade zone and creating a company that sells savings. A simple plan that has led us on a journey to be New Mexico's largest BNSF customer in our short existence, and the ability to be at the forefront of our joint recruiting efforts between economic developers, area, and site selectors to give the assurance that we can handle the logistics for incoming manufacturing facilities from construction build all the way to final product shipping. Today, the land that we are standing on is the new site of New Mexico Transloading's expansion. With our newly acquired 27 acres of land, we plan to build another facility much like our facility that's just south in between Broadway and 2nd Street to the south of us. We plan to spur off the city track, which would be up in the north by the DOT building, and lay several ladder tracks going south to north on this very property to continue our and support our growth. So everyone's big ask, and I'm glad that the mayor's here for this one, is job creation. Will our expansion create jobs? So we are in a very unique position. We provide raw goods to local industries. If you're running a plastic plant like Atcor up the road, without NMT, there is no plastic pipe being made. So our job multipliers go to an uncalculated number very quickly. Ethanol that is being put into your fuel, power poles from Canada to keep your lights on, diesel exhaust fluid in powder form to make clean coal at the Arizona power plant in the Four Corners area literally keeps Arizona's power on and folks employed at the power plant. Maida's expansion in Los Lunas, gas pipe to connect Santa Fe to Albuquerque, steel for the breezeway, beautiful breezeway at University of New Mexico Hospital, Presbyterian's expansion, and who can forget Topgolf, cement for the Comanche Interstate project. All these list a few of our projects that create and we undertake, and we have multiple projects going on at the same time. We even forward staged Gallup Indian Medical Center's new backup generator until the electricians were ready for install. Everything from narrow gauge vine, a northern New Mexico winery's yearly grape shipment from Napa Valley, which they ship us about 40 cases of grapes, to 500,000 pound transformers manufactured in Brazil for PNM. Yeah, I'd say we can handle it. The private-public partnership that has been formed with New Mexico Transloading is a perfect symbiotic relationship. New Mexico Transloading brings our strength to establish an economic need from our 400 plus customers that are utilizing freight rail transportation. We aim for this announcement to be the first of many success events as we gain more traction and build and develop the infrastructure needed to develop the city's multimodal facility and complement Mesa del Sol's industry and tech developments. We are so happy to share our track record with you, no pun intended. And we invite each and every one of you to be all aboard this economic train that is vital to our growth and development as city, county, and state venture. We thank you for attending and celebrating this momentous occasion with us. If we don't speak to any of y'all before the holidays, from all of us at New Mexico Transloading, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous and blessed New Year. Thank you all for coming.
Okay, perfect. Media too. There's enough.
Yeah, so a lot of donuts and coffee to go around, folks, and our guests back there with the media, please help yourself. I just want to close this out today by emphasizing one thing, and I'll take my sunglasses off to make this point. This is how we leverage airport resources. We are not drawing from the general fund to invest in the purchase of the track, the purchase of the property that enabled us to have complete control of the spur, and how we develop out the spur and multimodal facilities that go along with it. That's going to be dollars that we leverage from the airport. And we have federal partners and state partners that are in lockstep with us in that venture. And so this is how we can really move forward with the growth of the economy and make sure that the transportation infrastructure is built out at the same time and serves industry better. So that's what we're working to accomplish here, and this is proof positive that we're getting there. And that makes us all very proud. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Enjoy the refreshments, folks.